Hello. Hello, guys. Just give me a second. Just give me a second. Can you hear me? Let's see how many of you can hear me. Hi, Hajra. Hajra, please tell me, what did I say? What did I say? Donald Trump. See how many of you can can tell what I said. I want to see how the mic is working. Hello. Okay, very good. Very good. Okay, give me a second. Today is a very important session, guys. We'll talk about a lot of things about career, especially under these circumstances of coronavirus, because a lot of stress, a lot of uncertainty, and I'll tell you what is the issue. Why does that happen? So how to resolve that? How you can move forward in your career? What you can do? Okay, and this is the group. Hi, Sam. Okay, so give me a second, guys. Just a few more minutes. Although I'm not supposed to share this link with you guys because you guys, if you are logged into your account, you can see this live video on your account. If you are logged into your account, you can watch this on your account. But because many of the students don't know how to use it, that's why I'm sending it manually. And it does waste time, but what can we do? Educating how to use the account is a very very difficult process. Okay, so I think now we have enough people. Now we have enough people. Let me just verify one more time. Yes. Okay. Okay, so guys, you guys can ask questions too. Today, you guys can ask questions. Okay. No, it is very very user friendly, and it is working. But the thing is that every website has its own way. Every website has its own way, and you need to learn. You need to learn. Um, when you will play the videos couple of times, 2 3 times, you will get habitual of it. You will get used to of it. He said, okay, so Isam said, I really feel tired and unmotivated. People have issues with the website. Guys, when there is a will, there is a way. So find a way, okay? And few things we'll talk about today. You guys are most welcome to ask any questions as well. How you remain, yes, you remain unmotivated. I totally understand this. So, guys, always remember. Oh, Akin, okay, sorry. So now remember, guys, this is very important. This is very important. If you don't have goals in your life, you cannot move forward. You need to have goals in your life. Imagine you sit in a car and you start driving with no destination. Where will you reach? You will reach nowhere. Imagine an airplane flying without any destination. Where will it go? It will not go anywhere. It will crash in the middle. Same thing is with anything. If you don't have a destination, you crash. So if we don't have goals, we die. We perish. If we don't have goals, we die. Goals are the destination we have to attain, we have to achieve. Now the thing is that why do we need to achieve goals? You guys were 1 year younger a year before, 2 years younger 2 years before, 5 years younger 5 years ago, right? Now, next 2 years, you will be 2 years older, 5 years older. Time is passing by, and eventually the death will catch you. We all have to die. So we are moving in some direction. From the birth to the death, we are moving in some direction, and this is an inevitable destination, the death. Nobody can avoid. Somebody's death is here, somebody's death is here, with somebody's death is there, far away. We don't know. So that's why we are moving somewhere. There is a direction, we are moving somewhere, and the time and the death will eventually come. So we gotta make sure that when we are here in this world, we do something, we achieve something. We are here for a purpose. This life was not created just by luck. We are not here by luck. We are not here by just a mathematical calculation and just an automatic phenomena. No, there is a purpose, predefined destination we all are moving to. If you set goals, you achieve your targets, you will grow, you will become something, and when you become something, then in the life after the when the death arrives. Now, many people say there is no life after that. Let me tell you something. We are energy. Is there anyone who can deny that we are energy? Energy can never be created nor be destroyed. Today, science has proven this. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. So the energy you are, the energy I am, cannot be destroyed. Death can only transfer this energy to some other place, but it cannot permanently kill us, finish us. Even the expert scientists now believe that there is a life after death. So if you achieve goals, you keep growing, you keep becoming better than you were yesterday. Remember, there is evolution in this world. Evolution is going on. So it's the survival of the fittest. So in the next life, after you die, behind this curtain, your energy will still be there. You will never be finished. You will never be gone. You will have a separate new entity, a new life, and that life will be the reflection of the life after death will be the reflection of what you did here. So if you did not grow, if you did not set goals, if you did not achieve targets, if you did not move forward in your life, if you were not moving forward, and you were not becoming better, then your life after this curtain will not be better. If you want that life after this life to be better, you keep becoming better, and you will get the better results. If you want worse life, then keep becoming lesser and lesser and lesser, and you will have a different life after this curtain, after this death. So that's why goal setting is very important. We have to set goals because it's not what we achieve, it's what the goal make out of us. Yes, it's the survivor of the fittest. Science has proven this today. Evolution, nobody can deny. People can disagree with the monkey, the ape theory, and a human theory. That's a different story. I'm not talking about that. What I'm talking about is that everyone agrees that there is a survivor of the fittest. And that's what evolution is. That's what coronavirus is. Survivor of the fittest. If your immune system is already down, you will be killed. If you are already fit, you will not be killed. If you are already fit, you will not be killed because the evolution is the survivor of the fittest. After this curtain of death, there's a survivor of the fittest. The fittest, the best one, goes to a better place. We don't know that place. Forget about religion for right now. I'm not talking about religion. I'm talking about science. There is a better place for sure after this life because evolution continues. There is no end to it. We keep evolving to a better human being or the worse human being. If we are becoming a worse person, then there is a survivor of the fittest, that in the better world, a better person will go. In the worst world, a worse person will go. So how do you become better? How do you become better? You become more valuable. You become more valuable by modifications and changes. By modifications and changes. What wrong things you did last year, make sure you don't repeat them, learn from them, and do better deeds. What right things you did last year, make sure you repeat them and think about ways to make it better. That's how we move forward in our lives. That's how we move in our lives. Now, remember, anyone can become something extraordinary. Let me give you an example. When you were born, you could not sit on your own for the first 6-7 months. You were that low in knowledge, in wisdom, in energy that you could not sit on your own. But then you learn to sit. Then later you learn to walk. Around 12 months, you learn to walk. If you were super fast, you learn to walk 10 months and 10 months. So you learn to walk. Then So now 1 year of yourself is better than the 1 day of yourself. You can do certain things that you could not do so a year ago because you learned some things, you practiced, you practiced, and eventually you learn to stand up and sit down and eat on your own. And then when you grew up, you learn to write, you learn to read. Now yourself, your personality self that can read and that can write is way better than the 1 day old of yourself. When you were 10 years, you were way better. And when you were 18, you were probably a little better than you were at 10. But unfortunately, most people they stop growing, they stop learning after age 15, 16, probably 18. They don't learn anything. They say I'm telling you a usual normal person's average person's belief system, that I know how to write, I know how to read, I know how to talk, I can get a job, I can make a living, so that's it, I have learned everything. And then on top of that, the university system we have today, when our students get their degrees, they say, okay, now I have a degree, I am well versed, I am self sufficient, now I can work and I have learned everything. And they close the books. They close the books. They never open the books. Now they go to their professional life. And in their professional life, they probably learn certain things about how their company works, how the job works a little bit. And for the rest of their lives, their mental attitude, their status remains the same. That's why if you meet with your classmates, those were your friends, the classmates that were your friends in your first year of medical school, and now if you meet with them after 10 years, 20 years, or those who were your high school friends, if you meet with them today, you will be astonished. You will see that they are exactly the same. They are not different. They have not improved. Their way of talking is the same. Their way of sitting is the same. Their way of thinking is the same. They have the same way of laughing, same way of smiling, same jokes. And you say, "Oh, you haven't changed. You haven't changed a little." And some people who meet with you, they say the same thing. You haven't changed. But guys, when somebody who knew me meets with me today, somebody who knew me 10 to 15 years ago, now he sees me, he says, "Are you the same person? I cannot believe you are the same person." And in next 10 years, when somebody, if any one of you sees me after 10 years, you will say, "Are you the same person we attended sessions with? Are you the same person? You don't look like the same person. You don't talk like the same person. You have totally become a different person." Because I grow. I don't leave my life on autopilot. That if by chance I learn something, I learn something. No, I don't live my life like that. Like majority of people. I deliberately learn. And that's how you grow. You cannot finish your relationship with the books. You keep on learning, keep growing. How many books have you read in last 6 months? A person, the most successful people around the world, they usually read 30 books in 6 months. Write it down. 30 books in 6 months, 60 books a year. 30 books in 6 months, 60 books a year. So people who are successful, they read books like crazies. Yes, you have to learn deliberately. Deliberate learning. Don't leave it on autopilot, that if you happen to watch, you were just sitting in your living room and somebody played Discovery Channel or National Geographic Channel and you learn something new by chance. No, don't live a life like this. If you learn by chance, then life will play the chance game with you. Sometimes you will get success, but majority of the times you will fail. You will achieve sometimes what you ever want, whatever you wanted. Most of the times you will not achieve it. But if you are a deliberate learner, you are learning every day. If you are learning every day, then you will have different results. Let me give you an example. How many of you, when you woke up today, you took shower and you brush your teeth? How many of you took shower and brushed your teeth today? Almost everyone, right? 90% of people take shower, but 100% people brush their teeth every day. Why do we do that? 8 billion bacteria, 8 billion bacteria produce on our body in 24 hours. If we don't take shower, 8 billion bacteria attack our body every day. That's why we are supposed to take shower once or twice a day, because there are not enough people in this world as much as bacteria produce on your body in a day. So to avoid those bacteria, we shower, we do toothpaste, the toothbrush, we groom. But now, this is physical cleansing, right? Physical cleansing. So now let's talk about the human body. This philosophy will change your life. I mentioned this philosophy to my patients in a counseling session, and unanimously, the patients in a group counseling session, they all said that your words have changed our lives today. So I'm repeating that thing again here. Listen to me now. Our body, we human beings, are a combination of mind, body, and soul. Mind, body, and soul. There is no denying in that. Nobody can deny the fact that we are a combination of mind, body, and soul, right? If you're an atheist, you will say, okay, mind, body, and energy. Okay. So let's take soul as an energy, but mind, body, and soul. So we clean our body every day. We do toothpaste twice a day. We take shower every day. That's physical cleansing. But we are a combination of body and soul, body, soul, and mind. So cleaning body only will not help you. Are you cleaning your mind every day? Where is your mental cleaning instruments? Where are your mental cleaning instruments? Where are your mind cleansing stuff? Where is it? Where is it? How do you clean your mind? You clean your mind by the books, by reading good books, books on self-help, books on motivation, books on inspiration. When you read books on motivation, when you read books on inspiration, when you read books on success, when you read books on your specialty, when you read books on happy living, healthy living, gratitude, those are the subjects that enrich your mind. They clean your mind with the negativity around. Our mind Just like our body is attacked with 8 billion bacteria each day, our mind is attacked by 60,000 negative thoughts each day. Please write it down. Our mind, according to an estimate, is attacked by 60,000 negative thoughts each day. So if we don't clean our mind, imagine what will happen to the mind in a month, what will happen to the mind in 2 months, what will happen to the mind in 3 months. Just don't take shower for 3 months and see what happens to your body. You will acquire infection, you will have ulcers, you will have um, unbelievable amount of illnesses, and the nasty smell you will produce. People will isolate you. The same thing happens with a nasty mind, uncleaned mind. The one who does not clean his mind every day, they are socially isolated. Nobody likes them. Nobody wants them. Nobody wants to hire them. People say, I don't get a job. Are you cleaning your mind every day? People want to stay away from you. That is one of the reasons. You're not becoming attractive. Your mind has the dirt, the dust, the nastiness, the negativity because of the 60,000 negative thoughts each day. So imagine 60,000 bacteria attacking your body every day. So it's like 60,000 negative thoughts coming to your mind every day. And the internet, the news channels, they provoke it. They produce more negative substance for your mind. On the news channels, we just see negative news of murders, killings, and terrorism. But and in the newspapers, we see the same things on internet. But if you deliberately are not doing anything, so what exactly are you doing with your life? You're damaging your mind. You're damaging your life. Cleaning of body itself. Now remember, how do you clean your mind? Remember, according to psychosomatics, the field psychosomatics, mind and body are connected. So if you have a clean, fit body, 50% chances are that your mind is clean and fit. But and if your body is dirty, you are not taking care of yourselves, your mind will be dirty and your mind will be negative. So make sure you start with your body. Make sure you are clean. You don't smell. You look great. You look groomed. You look awesome every day. Because when you look good, there is no question about it that you feel good. And when you feel good, you think good. Your mind becomes better. So that's number one exercise to make your mind better. The physical cleansing does play a key role. But the second thing is that's automatic. Now, what is the deliberate way? Keep reading. How many hours are you reading every day? If 60,000 negative comments, negative things are coming, thoughts are coming into your mind, then at least read something healthy 60 minutes a day. Can you do that? You will see a drastic change in your life. I learned this lesson from a wise man, that stand guard at the door of your mind every day. Are you standing guard at the door of your mind every day? Are you making sure no negative thoughts are brought to your mind? Make sure you don't look at negative things. If I don't like a person, let's say any politician, anybody, I don't read news. I don't want to bring that person's face in front of my eyes because it will produce more negative thoughts. Now, many times we are living with negative people. We are living with negative people. How do we get rid of it? You you are the decision maker of your own life. You can choose to spend time with whoever you like, even in your family. Limit the time you spend with the negative person in your family or in your social circle. Ideally, if you can move out and you don't live in the same place and under the same roof with a person who is a negative person, that's ideal. But if you cannot do it, at least limit your time and spend the remaining time reading healthy books. Sounds easy, but it is not. That's why I highly encourage moving out. Moving out. Start living independently, move out, go to live a healthy life where no negative thoughts can be brought to your mind. Sorry. Stand guard at the door of your mind every day. Make sure no negative thoughts are brought to your mind. So, body cleansing, mental cleansing, and what is the third thing? Spiritual cleansing. How do you clean your soul? Read spiritual material, spend time with spiritual people, listen to spiritual lectures, listen to spiritual people. Whatever religion you belong to, have you read your religious book? I talk to my Christian students and I ask them, have you read Bible? They don't read Bible, they haven't read Bible. I ask my Muslim students, have you read Quran? They say, no, I haven't read Quran. How can you clean your soul if you are not reading the book of your own religion? I asked this question to my Hindu students. Have you been reading Vedas? Have you been reading um, Bhagavad Gita? Have you been reading Mahabharata? If you haven't been reading those things, how can you expect your soul to be clean? These religious books, they teach you to clean your internal self. All religions unanimously are agreed upon this, that human soul and spiritual cleansing is the sole purpose to make you a better human being. Healthy mind and healthy body on the side, but healthy character. That's what they work on, your soul and your spirit. Why haven't you read your own religious books? If you are not a religious person, read books on spirituality. Just Google the word spirituality. If you don't believe in spirituality or religion, just believe in energy, so just work on your character, your internal self. Your internal self. Simple philosophy is always do the right thing. Whenever you are in a situation where you have to take an action, always ask yourself, is it the right thing to do? Is it the right thing to do? If it's the right thing to do, go ahead and do it. If it's not the right thing to do it, don't do it. Your conscience will automatically answer this question. Is it the right thing to do? Nobody needs to teach you what is right and what is wrong. Just look at the things, calculate, see what is the right thing to do. If you are in a doubt, ask a neutral person, tell him that I'm in this situation. Do you think this is the right thing to do or this is the right thing to do? Or both of these options are not right thing to do. Both of these options are not right things to do. So it is also possible. Or both of these options are right things to do. Only one of them is right thing to do. Simple phenomena, simple philosophy, simple phenomena, always do the right thing. That's it. You will never ever be scared of anything. You will never ever doubt yourself. You will, if somebody says wrong things about you, somebody abuses you verbally, don't worry about it. He's not a good person, anyways. I always try to do the right things. I do right things. And if somebody turns against me because I did right thing, I don't stop doing right thing, and it tells me, okay, he is a wrong person. I was involved with this wrong person. This wrong person was in our institute, it was in our company, or was in my friend's circle, or was in my family circle. So when you do the right thing and somebody turns against you, now you know it's not your fault. You know that this is the wrong person. You got to stay away from that person rather than getting disappointed. Why he said bad things about me? Bad people will always say bad things about good people. Write it down. Bad people will always say bad things about good people. Write it down. Bad people will always say bad things about good people. So if you are doing the right thing all the time and somebody says bad things about you, what does it tell you? Who is the bad person? It's the bad person. You get him out of your life, get him out of your way, and you pray that hopefully this person becomes better one day. And move forward in your life. That's how we live the life. That's how we move forward in our lives. If you clean your mind, body, and soul every day, remember, you cannot take shower today and do your toothpaste, toothbrush today, and you don't do that tomorrow, and then the day after you do it again. You cannot spend a day without physical cleansing. Similarly, you cannot spend a day without spiritual and mental cleansing. Every single day, you have to work hard on yourself. Work hard on yourself. Work hard on your physical body. Work hard on your mental status. Work hard on your mind. How much are you reading? How much are you listening? How many lectures like this are you listening every day to clean your mind? And then how much are you listening to clean your soul, your inner self, your character, your spirit? These three things. So there are three kinds of body washes, right? Physical body wash, then the mental body wash will be the books and these kinds of lectures, and then the spiritual body wash will be your religious books, spiritual books, religious lectures, spiritual lectures. And there is one spiritual exercise that is actually a mental exercise as well. Today, the mental health industry is accepting that, and that is meditation. Meditation is a spiritual exercise, but it turns out to be a mental exercise. So, how much do you meditate? And now, because I'm discussing this, see how it makes us better? Because I discussed meditation, so now it occurred to me it's been a while I haven't done meditation. I'll start doing it again. I'll start doing it today. I'll start doing it today. That's how it helps everyone. When I deliver these lectures, things come into my mind again, and I give myself a revision that, oh, am I doing these things? And now suddenly meditation came to my mind, and it occurred to me that I haven't done meditation for so many days. I should start doing it. At least 5 minutes a day. I should start doing it. I'll start doing it today. So now people say that I don't have time, I have a busy life. How do you find time for shower and how do you find time for toothbrush? It's a habit. You have to develop a habit. You don't even feel anything that you wasted some time in shower and toothbrush. 15 minutes maximum, 15 minutes a day. 2 times of toothbrush, morning and the evening before sleeping, and the shower, 15 minutes overall. And can't you read 15 to 20 minutes? Just minimum 15 to 20 minutes. A good book to change your mental attitude, to clean your negative thought process. And the third thing is the spiritual reading, spiritual listening. So total overall is 1 to 1.5 hours every day. That's it. 1 to 1.5 hour of exercise every day, and just 5 minutes of meditation. I'll add it today. Let's see how many of you are adding it today. I'll add it in my list today. I'll start doing it 5 minutes a day. 90 minutes total, maximum 2 hours every day. That's how you become better. That's how you improve. Now, coming to the question that I have lost motivation, how do I get motivation? So remember, you cannot get something if you don't work hard on that thing. It's a natural phenomena. There is no free lunch. There was a Japanese king. There was a Japanese king 5,000 years ago. And that's a famous Japanese philosophy. He he asked his men to write a book for him with all the wisdom of the world so that he can leave that book for his people when he dies. So they wrote a 500-page book. They presented the book to the king. The king saw the book, he read the book, and he said, "This surely is all the wisdom of the world." But nobody has time to read 500 pages book. Can you shorten it to something? Can you shorten it to something? So they reduced the size of the book to 100 pages, to 100 pages. So they presented the book, 100 pages, to the king. The king saw the book, he read the book, and finally he said, "That is really all the wisdom of the world." But nobody will have time to read 100-page book. Can you reduce the size? They reduced it to 50 pages. They presented the book to the king. The king read the pages. He read the book. He said the same thing. Nobody will have time to read 50 pages. Can you reduce it? I agree. This has all the wisdom. Can you reduce it? They finally reduced it to 20 pages. The king said the same thing. He asked them to reduce it. They reduced it to 10 pages. They presented to the king. The king said the same thing. They reduced it to 5 pages. The king said the same thing. They finally reduced it to 1 page. They finally reduced it to 1 page. The king read that 1 page and he said, "This surely is the whole wisdom of the world, but nobody will have time." Can you summarize all the conclusion of the world in just one line? All the wise men, they left, they spent months and months and months thinking about it and discussing, and finally they came up with that one line. They wrote that one line, they presented that one line to the king, and they said, "This is the whole wisdom of the world in one line." The king read that line and he said, "This is really the whole wisdom of the world in one line." And that one line became the philosophy of the Japanese nation. It still is the philosophy of Japanese nation. That's why after the destruction of World War II, they stood up back really fast, and today they are one of the most successful countries. You know what the philosophy was? There is no free lunch. Write it down. There is no free lunch. There is no free lunch. Anything you want in your life, you have to pay a price. That's what it means. If you want to clean yourself physically, you need to pay the price. If you want to clean your mind, you have to pay the price. Mind does not automatically cleanse itself. The spiritual cleansing does not happen automatically. You have to pay the price. Working hard. If you want to lose weight, it doesn't happen without paying the price. There is a price. You have to pay the price. the bigger the price, the bigger the reward. So if you don't have motivation, you have to pay the price to get motivation. Read, attend these kind of lectures. Stay away from non-motivated people. Stay with motivated people. Listen to motivated people. People who have motivation, they can give you motivation. If I have money, I can give money, right? If I have money, I can give money. If I have if I have tea, I can give tea. If I don't have tea, I cannot give tea to anyone. Similarly, for anything in this world, if you have it, you will give it. So if you have motivation only, then you can give motivation. So listen to people who are motivated. They will give you motivation. Any single line can motivate you. Any single sentence can motivate you. Read books. Any single paragraph, any single line can change your life and fill you with enough motivation. We do not understand the philosophy of motivation and inspiration. Anything can inspire us, anything can motivate us. It can be a song, it can be a poem, it can be a lecture, it can be a book, it can be a seminar, it can be a webinar, it can be a verse of the religious book. If you are not feeling motivated, that means you are not working hard enough to get motivation, because there is no free lunch. Motivation will not come to you automatically. So, how do you get motivation? First of all, set a goal and a timeline with a deadline. Look at it every day, multiple times. Can you look at your goal 4 to 5 times, maybe 10 times a day? Write your goal down, look at your goal every day, and imagine how will you feel when you have achieved this goal. I'm telling you another philosophy how to get motivated, how to remain motivated every day. Write your target, what you want to achieve. You want to get this kind of residency, you want to get this kind of job, you want to be this kind of person, you want to achieve these goals. Write it down on a piece of paper and make sure you look at it every day, multiple times. One time is not enough. One time is not enough. Guys, I write my goals every day and look at them all the time. You think I'm just kidding? You think I'm just kidding? Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. February 27th, 28th, 29th. Then the March, my March goals. Then the March 1st. Every single day. Every single day. I've been doing this for past 6.5 years. My life is recorded for past 6.5 years. I have that in my library. People probably call me crazy, but those who call me crazy, I'm way more successful than them. I have achieved everything in my life. Everything I wanted. Good health, happiness, good family, happy relationships, success, career success, financial success, everything in my life. People are worried, struggling because they are thinking recession is coming. I'm happy, I'm flourishing. Because I have been working on my mind, body, and soul every single day. Actually, I was doing it before that too, for last 10 years probably. But I started recording it last 6.5 years. 2014 to 2020, seventh year. Yes, this is the philosophy. Write it down, everyone. What Afia just wrote down. Set a goal, look at your goal every day, multiple times, and now one thing is missing. Looking at it every day will not help you. If you're not imagining how will you feel when you will achieve that goal. That feeling motivates you. That feeling motivates you. So these three things: set a goal, write it down, look at it multiple times. Now, the fourth thing is, how would you feel when you achieve that goal? Imagine that. Future pacing. Go into the future. Think about it. How would you feel? How would you feel? And you get the motivation. And if you're still not getting motivated, keep doing this exercise for so many days. You have to work hard. You have gone into negative motivation because of the negativity around. So you have to work extra hard and start reading books. Clean your mind. Start reading books on motivation. If you want health, read books on health. If you want wealth, read books on wealth. Do you know there are books on health? There are books on wealth. Just write down on Amazon or eBay book, health book, wealth book, relationship. If you want relationship success, if you want relationship success, books on relationships. If you want motivation, books on motivation, just type it. Type it on Google. Go to Google right now and type it. Books on motivation, list of books on motivation. List of books on motivation. List of books on motivation. You will read it and you will learn how to be motivated. When you read these things, your mind will be cleaned and you will get more ideas how to be motivated. There are obviously more ideas. Motivation is a science. When you read stories of successful people, reading the stories of successful people motivates you. Motivational song can motivate you. Sometimes just a music can motivate me. There are some motivational musics I hear when I feel down. Do you think I don't feel down? I feel down too. I'm a human being. Last month my uncle died and I got really down. So it's a part of life. It happens to everyone. It happens to me. But how quickly you stand up on your feet, how quickly you get back to your life. How do I do it? I do all these exercises and I keep reading, I keep listening to motivational lectures, motivational speeches, and somebody's tonality actually creates a difference. If you hear a motivational speaker, when they say something in their tone that touches your heart, it motivates you. So make sure you're listening to right people. Listen to Les Brown. See how he speaks. Les, Les Brown, Brown, the greatest motivational speaker of the world. No doubt about it. He may not be the best trainer like Tony Robbins. He may not be the best trainer like many people, famous people you know. But when it comes to motivational speaking, to motivate your heart, to give the energy from himself and insert that energy into your body, that's Les Brown. Listen to Les Brown. He will give you goosebumps. And when you get goosebumps, you get motivation. Now, many people say that, oh, we listen to this lecture, but this will help us. It will help us for 2-3 days, but we will go back to our normal and the motivation will go down. Guys, just like you need to take care of your body, mind, and soul every day, you have to keep getting these messages, keep listening to these kind of things every day. Again, that's what I'm saying. Mind cleansing is really important. Start with cleaning your mind by reading motivational stuff. You have to motivate yourself every day. You have to motivate yourself every day. Yes. And that motivation comes from working hard on yourself. Reading every day, listening to motivational lectures and speeches every day, and some motivational music. Sometimes motivational music helps me. I think the most powerful thing is the motivational music. There are some certain songs, some music, some kinds of music that help me. Like what is that song? The Paradise something, and the Last of Mohican. The Last of Mohican. What a music motivates you. Les, only one S. His name is Leslie Brown. Yes, intrinsic motivation comes from you have to produce it in yourself by your goal setting, writing the goal down, and writing it down every day, looking at your goal multiple times, and future pacing, imagination of that goal. How will you feel when you achieve that goal every day? And spending time with motivated people, listening to motivated people every day, every single day. Every single day, guys. It sounds crazy, but life is not a joke. You have to do it every day. Nobody can remain motivated every day. If I stop watching and listening to these lectures and these books and these lessons every day, I will be down. How do I get this motivation? Because I listen to these things every single day. Every single day when I am on my with my family on the dinner table, sometimes I turn a motivational lecture on. My wife loves it too. The greatest blessing is you have a wife who also has the same ideology, same philosophy. And then before sleeping, I listen to it every day. When I wake up, my first thing is again play a motivational lecture. Many a times, yes, Les Brown. Hall of Fame. I never heard that song, but the Eye of the Tiger, the song Eye of the Tiger, um, Rocky. That song, I was feeling down once. I was feeling down once, and I played that song, and suddenly it gave me such a huge energy. I worked for 36 hours nonstop. And then I slept, and then I played that again. So when you have an exam season coming up, listen to these songs, one song in the morning, and see how it will give you the energy to work 30 to 36 hours nonstop. And when I'm driving in my car, not a single day spends in my car when I don't play an audio CD, a motivational audio CD. I'll write these names down. Hall of Fame song, Hall of Fame. Thank you for letting me know. Thank you for letting me know. These songs really help me. They get me going. People say, how do you produce work of 50 human beings alone? How can you write 45 papers and write so many books and now writing another book? How do you do that? Because I keep myself motivated with these kind of things. This kind of philosophy. Change your philosophy and you do it. So I need more songs. Yes. So the song you are saying is Hall of Fame. By whom? Hall of Fame song. I think I must have heard it before, but I'll see. And the second song you are telling me is Champion from Clement. Champion. It's by Clement Marfo. Clement Marfo. The topic of this session was life and career coaching. How you can move forward in your career. So, guys, now the thing is, if you follow these things that we just discussed today, no power on earth can stop you from becoming successful. Whatever you want to achieve, you will get it. Imagine if you are reading every day, if you're cleaning your mind, body, and soul every day, you are reading and listening to motivational material every day, you will be thousand and thousand steps ahead than the crowd. When you go to a job interview, your personality will speak for itself. The probably you will be way more knowledgeable, way more sophisticated than the residency director. They will see that. They will see that. So now the thing is, you have to work hard on yourself. Remember, I'm giving you a philosophy, write it down. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. Now this sounds very, very strange, but this thing will change your life. Work harder on yourself than you do on your job. What does that mean? You work on your job for 8 hours, right? You just need to work harder on yourself every day, 8.5 hours. That's it. This includes reading, listening, practice talking, practice speaking. So while I'm delivering this lecture, when I'm delivering this lecture, I'm practicing my talking. People say, how do you speak really well? How did you become a public speaker? Because I delivered these lectures, so it's a practice for me. I go online live on my YouTube and my Facebook. The purpose is to practice my talking. And the thing is, human communication is a combination of four things. So if you can ace these four things, no job interview will be a problem for you. It's an automatic success. Number one, reading. When you start reading and you practice reading every day, in a few months your reading speed will go up. You will become an outstanding reader. You will read way faster than others. You will complete more books than anyone else can ever do. Ordinary person can probably read 1 to 2 books a year. You will be able to read 60 books a year, probably more books a year. Like President Bush, he read 96 books a year. It's a real story. You guys know the story. I told you the story before. President Bush story with the journalist, the competition. This junior Bush, who is not well respected as his father was. His father had a wonderful personality. Imagine how good of a reader his father would be. President Bush Jr., not many people like him. Not many people like him, not many people respect him. And he read 96 books a year as a president. Imagine his father, who is well respected by all the opponents, everyone, what kind of reader he would be. Imagine what kind of reader would Barack Obama be. You cannot develop these kind of personalities without reading. You can tell if a person is a reader by the way he talks, by the way he walks, by the way he speaks, his tonality, his vocabulary, his knowledge. If a person is a reader, when he opens his mouth, people can tell because he is saying something valuable. You guys know this deep down inside that I am a reader. That's why I have these words. I am not even prepared for today's lecture. I can go on and I can give you so much of wisdom because I have these stories, these knowledge, this wisdom in my mind embedded somewhere because I read them at some point in my life. Now, working hard on yourself. Now, coming to that point, working harder on yourself than you do on your job. Why is that important? Working hard on your job makes you a living, but working harder on yourself makes you a fortune. If you keep working hard on your job, you will just become better at your job and you will still keep getting the same amount of money, same maximum. You become the president or there, but president in that company, the CEO in that company, whatever. But if you keep working hard on yourself, your personality is growing at the same time. You are becoming a professional because of your job. You're learning that over there, but you are gaining knowledge, personality, sophistication, personality, vocabulary, the way you talk, the way you walk, your style, the way you talk, the way you read. Reading, your writing skills go up. You guys have already started working on your writing skills. After this 2 month of training, you will see how better you will be, how better you will become in writing. So, and while writing, you are already collecting your data, so you are already becoming a good reader as well. reading, writing, and then work hard on your speaking. If you don't have the skill of speaking, you don't practice speaking, you cannot ace job interviews. You gotta be a better speaker than the person who is taking your interview. And you gotta be a better listener than anyone around you. You gotta be a better listener than anyone around you. Are you a better listener? How do we listen? Guys, I got a job once only because the job interviewer said, I have never met a listener like you. And I was the worst listener you can ever imagine, struggling and fighting ADHD ever since I was born. Listening was a challenge for me, but I learned a lesson. How do you become a good listener? Remember the tennis game of tennis? You have the ball, you hit the ball, just like playing tennis. Communication is like tennis. Now listen to me. Now watch me here. I have the racket, I have the ball, I hit the ball. Now I will not do anything. I should not keep moving my racket. I'm now waiting. When the other person gets the ball, now he hits the ball, now ball comes to me, and now I hit it. If you understand tennis, you understand communication, and no job interview will ever be a problem for you. The moment you cut other person, when the other person is talking and you cut him, you have failed the job interview. You don't even know you have failed the job interview. The interviewer will not tell you that why he failed you, why he did not select you, but the main reason comes out to be that you interrupted somebody else when he was talking. It's like he hasn't even given the ball yet, and you are starting moving your racket. No, you let the ball come to you. Tennis, game of tennis. You get the ball, you hit the ball. So your sentence is your shot. You hit the ball. Now wait for the other person to hit the ball. Let the ball come to you. Don't move your racket until the ball arrives. Now the ball is coming to you. Now you hit it. One by one, one by one. That's how you talk. That's how you communicate. That's how you speak. That's how you listen. That's how you focus. That's how you become successful. So, working harder on yourself includes your reading skills, your writing skills, your speaking skills. How much hard do you work on your speaking? How many hours do you spend in front of a mirror and you talk to the mirror? You talk to the mirror and you look at your body language. Work hard on your body language. You don't sit like this, you sit like this. In a job interview, you show the positive body language. Positive body language, negative body language. This means you're fearful. You're fearful, you have a lack of confidence. But when I go anywhere, I talk like this. And just change your position, your mind will change because mind and body are connected. Just by changing your posture, just by changing your posture, your mind changes. And how do you listen? How do you listen? Remember the tennis, game of tennis, and you don't listen with ears. Now listen to me, listen to this. You don't listen with ears. For God's sake, forget this philosophy that you listen with ears. No, you hear with ears. You don't listen with ears. You listen with the heart. You listen with the heart. When somebody's talking to you, you listen with your heart and emotion and your soul. You go deeper into that. That's how you listen. We all hear with our ears. Some background noise is coming. Somebody will be talking in your family and you will be listening. You will be hearing and you think you are listening, but no, you are hearing. Listening comes with the heart. The day I understood this philosophy, it changed my life. I was thinking before that I have to listen from my ears. No, no. We don't listen with ears. We hear with ears. We listen with heart. And we talk with heart and mind together. We don't talk with tongue. Talking with tongue is with uneducated people. Is a philosophy of uneducated people talking without any substance to it, so without any substance to it, without any knowledge, without any wisdom behind it. But an educated person, when he talks, he will give you some value. Somebody who is a perpetual reader, somebody who is a crazy learner, who is a perpetual reader, who is a continuous reader, he when he talks with his mind and his heart together. Right now, I'm talking with my mind, I'm giving you all the wisdom, but I have the sincerity in my heart because I want to change your lives. If I can produce one Hassan like I am, one Dr. Hassan Toheed like I am, if I can change one of you and you become a person like me, I will be the most successful person in the world. You will never ever struggle in your life, in any aspect of your life, whether it's health, it's relationship, it's spirituality, it's career, it's finance. You will never ever remain jobless. Please listen with heart, speak with heart and mind. Don't speak without any substance to it. Remain silent. Be quiet. Learning to remain quiet is not an easy job. You got to practice that as well. When to remain silent, when to remain quiet. Sometimes silence is more powerful. Sometimes silence is more powerful than speaking. When I'm in meetings, when I once ago I was in a meeting and the topic was history, and everyone was talking about this, their ideas and knowledge, and I was sitting quiet. And then everyone looked at me, why are you quiet? I just said one line. I said, I disagree with all of you. None of you have said anything with evidence. And now they were like, wow, what do you mean by that? Then I put forward the evidence because I knew I read books. So silence is powerful, and the silence of a person who learns, the silence of a learner, the silence of a reader, the silence of a person who keeps working hard or harder and harder or harder on himself is way stronger than somebody who talks all the time. And remember, the wise person does not talk all the time. Wise person only talks when people ask him to say something nice. Don't talk until people ask you to give suggestions, give ideas, give advice. Don't advise. Don't give suggestions until you are asked. Sometimes people come to you with their problems. They will say, oh, I have a problem, please listen to my problem. And what we do is we start giving suggestions. Oh, okay, this is the problem. Oh, you have problem with your husband. Oh, you have problem with your wife. Oh, okay, I think you should do this, you should. No, this person did not come to you to seek advice. This person wanted somebody to listen to him with heart. Just shut up and listen. Same thing will happen in job interviews. Maybe the job interviewer, he will sometimes put his heart out that this is the problem we are facing in this hospital. And you just listen. Mhm. And how do you listen? With heart. And you show him that you are listening, move your head, acknowledge. When he stops, mhm. And now, how do you know it's your turn? Now, how do you know it's your turn to talk? I learned this from a very wise man again. How do you learn? How do you know it's your turn to talk? Count when the other person stops. Maybe he's breathing, so count 1001, count inside 1001, 1002, 1003. And now you say, can I say something? That's the best way. You have passed any job interview. Can I say something now? You are asking permission. Now, Burhan has said, I have this question, sir. How do you not let negative people affect your daily life activities? How to deal with such people? I already told you, spend as much time with positive people as you can, stay away from negative people. And if negative person is living in your house, isolate yourself, don't spend time with that person, and ideally move out. Nobody can say that I'm not affected by negativity. Even today, if I read 1000 books, if I keep reading every time, every day, every second of my life, and I keep listening to positive material every single moment of my life, I will still be affected if I start living with a negative person. Will you make this video public later for those who missed it? Do you think I should? Were these valuable lessons today? Did you learn something? Your response will tell me what I do with this video. Now, one last thing I want to mention. Life changing. One last thing. Many people say, many people say that I could not be successful because there was nobody successful in my life. There was no one successful in my family. I belong to an abusive family. I belong to this kind of family. Nobody ever achieved anything in their lives. I come from an abusive family. I come from a wrong family. I come from a poor family. So this is a most common excuse. This is a most common excuse. Remember, there's a real story of two Canadian brothers. One was the president or the vice president of one of the well-renowned banks in Canada. He was a very highly successful person, well-renowned, and his twin brother, who was a lookalike, his twin brother, he was in prison. So this was a real contrast. The twin brothers, one brother, I think they were twins. I'm very positive they were twins. So this brother, he was the president. The other brother was in prison. President of the company, one of the best banks in the world, and well-renowned, well-respected. He had everything in his life, and the other brother is in prison. So a news reporter saw this situation. He said, I will interview both of these brothers. So he went to the first brother. He asked him, the banker, the successful brother, how are you so successful? Sorry. He went to the person in prison. He went to the first brother in prison first. He went to the first brother in prison and he said to him, why are you in prison? What made you a criminal? What made you a drug addict? What brought you here in this prison? This man said, I am here because of my father. He said, what about your father? He said, my father was a drug addict. My father was a drug addict. He used to beat up my mother and he did all the wrong things. And I grew up watching him. I grew up seeing all this. What do you expect? I got my inspiration from my father. So he was the same kind of person. So I am a same kind of person. What can you expect me to be? So the journalist said, fair enough. That's correct. I understand. The journalist goes to the other brother who was the most successful person of the country, one of the most famous personalities. He asked him, what made you successful? Your brother is in prison, but you are so successful. You have everything in your life. You are amazing. You have respect, you have recognition, you have fame, you have money, you have property, you have family, you have respect, everything. How are you successful? How did you get your inspiration from? He said, I got my inspiration from my father. And now this journalist was shocked. He said, what do you mean? What about your father? This successful person said that my father was a drug addict. He used to beat up my mom and he was a criminal. He did all the wrong things. And when I was a kid, I decided I will never be like my father. And today I'm successful in my life. Two brothers taking inspiration from the same negative father, one becoming successful and a respectful person, other becoming a criminal, both getting inspiration from the same father. So don't give that excuse that I belong to a poor family, I belong to a bad family, my father is bad, my mother is bad, my relatives are wrong, I have this issue in my family. Don't give this excuse. If you have a problem in your family, if you have somebody in your family who is like that, use that as a motivation that I will never be like that person, I will never be like my father, I will never be like my mother, I will never be like my grandfather. Take inspiration from them. You have no excuse. Humble request, please make this video public so that those pessimists will start focusing on their own lives rather than being judgmental towards us. Keep moving forward, keep growing, keep reading. That's how you move forward. Where is your daily plan of your life? When you go to grocery stores, you have a plan, you have a list of the groceries you are supposed to buy. But when you are living your daily life, you don't have a list. What are you supposed to do that day? Okay, now Shanaz has a question. Can I ask if it's all right? My 14-year-old nephew has ADHD and I can see him being frustrated and has trouble listening and he seems to be unaware. How did you cope with this? When I grew up, I started reading psychiatry because it became my passion and I diagnosed myself. So educate your nephew, tell him he has a problem. Otherwise, he will lose his self esteem and confidence, and he will think that he's inferior than others. And tell him that ADHD is not a disease, ADHD is a personality. ADHD is a personality. I got a message a couple of years ago from Australia from a neuroscientist. He was doing his research on ADHD and businessman. So he contacted me. He found my profile on LinkedIn probably. So he said that his research has suggested so far that people who have who are businessmen, they usually are ADHDs. And the results were like 90%. 90% of businessmen, they are ADHD. And then I was like, I really was astonished that how true it is. How did I come to the business world? My ADHD personality brought me to the business world, because ADHDs are personalities who cannot focus on one thing. So we are our own salesmen, we are our own marketing team, we are our own CEOs, we are our own administration, we are our own management team, we are our own faculty. Like, see that? I teach myself too. I teach the students. We have faculty, but I teach students. I become a faculty. I We have administration team, but I handle the administration every day. We have administration team to talk with the students, but I'm talking with the students on the phone all the time. My ADHD makes me focus on multiple things. So ADHD is a personality of a businessman. Those people will be highly successful in business. So tell your nephew that his personality is a businessman's personality. He is ADHD. ADHD is a condition that means that he's going to be a very successful businessman. They cannot remain focused on one thing at a time. They cannot feel satisfied if they are doing something for so long and they are not engaged in the next task. So he cannot remain stopped at one task. So the conclusion of the research was that ADHD actually probably is not a disease, it's a personality. They are bound to do more things than others. That's why they have multiple focus. They cannot focus on one thing for a long time. They cannot be very good scientists in inventing things. Like, I am a scientist, I know this, but I cannot invent things. I don't have that kind of patience. ADHD people don't have that kind of patience. What I do is I jump from one project to another, one project to another. And that's why my personality was of business. That's what ADHD people are. They cannot be good inventors. They cannot be Einsteins. They cannot be good inventors. By the way, I found out Einstein also had ADHD. That's amazing. Imagine a person with no focus turns out to be the most focused person in the world. So the point I'm making here is that I don't think they can be very good inventors, but they can do multiple things. They are born to do two, three things at a time. And this is a blessing. Not everyone has that blessing. So ADHD is a blessing. Yes, if you have ADHD, you should channel it into the right way. Nature wants you to do two, three things. Nature does not want you to stick to one thing. Nature wants you to do multiple things. And people say that if you do multiple things, you cannot do anything good or the best. ADHDs are exempted from this. They can. They can focus on that. That's how their personality is. So remember the twin brother story. Make sure you don't give excuses that you could not be successful, you become drug addict or something like that because your father or your mother or your elders were something like that. You came from a criminal family, so you become a criminal. That's not an excuse. If you come from a criminal family or bad family, don't get disappointed. Use it as a motivation that you will not let that happen. ADHD is a condition, not a stigma. It's a blessing. If I am born again and I'm asked to choose an ADHD life versus a non ADHD life, I will choose ADHD again and again, again and again, because I achieved everything because of that personality. I can do so many things, I can achieve so many things. And You keep getting better. Initially, when I was doing multiple things, my focus was really bad and I was not doing things of high quality. But I learned to make it better and better and improved. I kept reading, kept getting better, kept listening to lectures, kept educating myself. And now I can do multiple things of extremely high quality. And I learned how to do it. That you make a list of multiple things that you are supposed to do, but one day at a time. You do one task one day, and once it's done, you move to the second task. At the same time, the mind will give you more ideas, and you write them down. And refrain from the inside extreme desire to start two projects at the same time. No, don't do that. This is what ADHD personality is. We want to start both multiple things at the same time. No, stop the temptation of starting multiple things at the same time. If you have started one thing, write down the other things you are supposed to do, and don't come to that thing until this task is finished. Non-ADHD person, what they do is they only have one task, they don't have a list. ADHD person will have a list, and that list will keep growing. And at the same time, he's working on this project, and his list is keeping on, or I would say his list is growing and growing and growing and growing. And at the same time, he's working on this project. And when he finishes this, and he says, "Now I have 50 tasks. Okay, now I'll start the second task." And now his list is growing again. So that's the fun part of ADHD. That's why they achieve more than others. And when you become businessmen, that's the blessing. When I have so many things, I delegate. My task number 3 that I was supposed to do, I give that to my team. I hire people. I say, please finish this task, please finish this task. I have a list of the tasks and more tasks coming up. I want somebody to take these tasks from me. I want that to be finished. I hire a non-ADHD person to do that. I hire a non-ADHD person to do that. And that's how I complete my checklist. And that's how I achieve more. Does it make sense, guys? So keep growing, and this personal development, if you grow, if you move forward, you will see the results. You will achieve better results in your research article as well. If you are not growing enough, your research article will not be good as well. All the enrolled students, if you are not growing personally, you are not working hard on your reading, writing, listening, and speaking, you are not listening to these kind of lectures, you are not working on your motivation, you will not be able to finish your paper, because you will lose motivation in the middle. You will lose motivation in the middle. That's why all of this comes hand in together. All of this comes together. All of this comes together. You have to keep working on yourself. The better you become, the more you grow, the better your research article will be. Your research article and your output will reflect your personality. So that's it. Do this, follow this principle, and become successful. And this will ensure the success in all aspects of your life. And job interviews will be a piece of cake for you. And very soon we will conduct more sessions on how you can become better, and directly we will be more focused on residency interviews and research positions and how to get jobs. And that's how we'll proceed. And another thing is, nowadays no more research positions and jobs are available. Even if they were, they will not be given to people because of the coronavirus. So stay home and take advantage of this situation. You are home all day long, so start working on this philosophy I just mentioned. Make a checklist that I have to write something every day, I have to read something every day, I have to listen to something every day, and I have to practice speaking every day. So make sure you do that every single day. When you do that every single day, and then your checklist should be that how do you clean yourself physically, your physical cleaning checklist, your mental cleansing checklist, what kind of books are you reading, how many hours or minutes did you read, and then spiritual cleansing. Make this list. And then your career is your research writing, the project you're working on. How many hours are you spending on it? I think you should spend like 5-6 hours or more, or maybe 8 hours if you really want to excel. If you do that, see the difference, how your life will change, how everything in your life will change. You will feel better, you will feel happy, because our happiness is related to the production. When we produce something we feel happy. Our happiness is connected with the production. When we produce something we feel happy. And if you still don't feel happy, the greatest secret of happiness is gratitude. Be grateful for whatever you have. Imagine a life living without eyes, without ears. Imagine if you had no eyes. How would you be watching this lecture? How would you be typing today? Just close your eyes and try to walk for 5 minutes. And then you will be grateful for the eyes you have. Imagine if you did not have those eyes. The greatest blessing is my eyes, I personally believe. Or I would say the greatest blessing is my ADHD, because I have achieved so much because of my ADHD. Every single thing, I'm so happy and I'm so grateful that I have it. And if I want to feel happier, I do more production. I create more courses. I create more lectures. I conduct free live sessions. And every production gives me some happiness. So keep producing, produce your paper, produce your results, be a published author, leave a mark. Your published author will leave a mark for the rest of your life. Okay, thank you guys. See you next Tuesday in the live question answer session. And if you have any question, you have my number. Please leave a message. Thank you for today. Thank you for today's session. Thank you for coming, and keep growing, keep motivating, and keep conveying this message to others. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Okay, I will do it. Thank you, guys. See you next month in the live coaching session, and next week for the live question answer session for research article. Thank you. Have a good day.